In this video, we will explore the latest generation of the FreeNAS plugins architecture using the Plex Media Server as an example. Plex Media Server is a streaming media application that can stream photos, audio, and video to devices on your LAN and over the internet. We will go through the steps to create a volume and dataset, to share that dataset, to install the plugin, configure the plugin, upload media, and finally watch the media we uploaded. Our FreeNAS system has two 0.5 terabyte disks, and we will configure them as a ZFS mirror. We do that by selecting Storage, Volumes, and ZFS Volume Manager from the left menu. We will name our volume Plex and add the two available disks. FreeNAS will detect that we have multiple disks and automatically select them. It will also advise you as to optimal and non-optimal disk configuration. Clicking Add Volume will create the volume. Because FreeNAS plugins are built using lightweight virtual machines known as jails stored on our volume, we will create a dataset named Media for our media. We select our volume, and we click Create ZFS Dataset. Before we install the plugin, we will create a simple share of this dataset so we can upload our Movies folder, which contains a Creative Commons video about Creative Commons. To create the share, we go over to Sharing, Windows CIFS Shares, and Add Windows CIFS Share. We will name our share Media. We will browse to our dataset, and we will select Allow Guest Access. FreeNAS will ask if we would like to enable the service, and we click Yes. Because FreeNAS volumes and datasets are not configured for guest access by default, we will need to change our dataset's permissions to allow guests to connect. We do this by going to Volumes, under Storage, selecting our volume, and clicking Change Permissions. We select Other Write Access in Mode and set permissions recursively. We can now upload our video. Because our Movies folder is a few levels deep, we need to return to Change Permissions and set permissions recursively again. Now that we have something to watch, we will install the Plex Media Server plugin. We do this from the Plugins menu, which should auto-populate with available plugins if your FreeNAS server is connected to the internet. We will find the Plex Media Server and click Install. FreeNAS will ask if we are sure, and we click OK. The time it takes to install will be determined by the speed of your hardware and your internet connection. This particular system takes about 30 seconds to complete. When complete, the plugin screen will have On, Off, and Delete choices, and the plugins menu will have a submenu called Plex Media Server. Before we can access our movie, we need to link our media dataset to the file system in the Plex jail. We do this from the Jails, Plex 1, Storage, Add Storage menu on the left. The Add Storage dialog uses a simple source and destination mapping in which we choose the media dataset we created earlier and the media directory in the jail. We can now switch on our Plex Media Server plugin. Click here to access your Plex Media Server is a link to the built-in Plex web interface and media player. Note that this will bring you to a different IP address than the FreeNAS server, which is in fact the IP address of the Plex jail. This address will bring us to the Plex dashboard, from which we can add our movies folder to our library. Plex will look up metadata such as ratings for the movies that it recognizes, and will give you a surprisingly detailed overview of your movie. Our movie is also available on the LAN via the VLC media player. Clicking play will play our movie.
Have you ever wondered how to download and share digital content legally? How do you let people know that you want them to reuse your own work? Creative Commons licenses can help you do both. We'll show you how. Our world's exploded with digital opportunities. Now we can communicate, share, and work together.
And that concludes our tour of the Plex Media Server plugin for FreeNAS.